how wealth is created today. It's pretty simple. And honestly, I did not know this before I met Martha Krejci, one of my friends and mentors online. And quite crazy as it sounds, it's pretty simple. And anyone can do it. So I just want to encourage you that if you're hearing the voice of the Lord and you feel like, gosh, I have dreams and visions, and for me, at least for my whole life, I've dreamt of certain things, and most of it has to do probably with, helping people not have the same situation that I had growing up, or just feeling like life, of course, would be easier and I wouldn't have so much traffic, and I would be able to hear what God is asking me to do more easily and readily if my filters were not clogged by all of the things that are in my circumstances in daily life. Okay. I'm not saying that money answers all the things. Money is not the answer for everything. Money is just simply a tool. Pardon me. But first things first, if you are watching on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell to get notified if you would like to be made aware of any of these videos going live and not miss any of them. If you're being helped by anything that I'm saying, please do share the stuff with the people that you think would benefit from it, because, this is what it's about, building community and, getting people the resources that they need to do the things that they feel called to do. So today, as we come on here to talk about how wealth is created, it's a very simple answer, actually. And I think that most people don't even know this or think about it. And if you know it and think about it, and this is going to trigger probably a lot of ideas. It's going to disrupt that stagnation that's been there, or that, pardon me, or that doubt that you could be the person that builds wealth. And for me, it really does require a why. It requires a strong why. For me, my why is the things that I feel most passionate about, that I want to see changed in the world. Or the world even just around me. And at first you might start thinking very small, in the sense of, I might think, oh, I just want to buy one house for one family that I know that's really could use the pressure of paying a mortgage lifted off of them, and that would free up their finances by that amount of money, right? Or perhaps a family that isn't able to buy clothes that are fun and nice and all of that for their kids, because all of their resources are used for just the roof over their head and, food in their belly, and they're living paycheck to paycheck. I do not want people to live paycheck to paycheck, but I believe that most of America does that. I don't know about other countries, but so here's the thing. I was not thinking, I had a lot of dreams that require a lot of money, and I just kind of laid them to rest. They kind of just hang out inside somewhere, just hanging out. I mean, not really pressing into how I could make that happen or anything. Some of you might have maybe had dreams and actually pressed in, and God's given you answers into how to do that. You look so cute. Yes. But what I'm going to say here is that I realized in this journey, as God is waking me up, and this is where I talk a lot about needing to hear the voice of God, is because it actually is related to being able to walk out your purpose and the plans that God has for you that are greater than what you can see right now. Okay. Back in 2019, when he said increase to me, all I thought was, okay, well, how are you going to do that, Lord? I started pressing in, and he started talking to me about the ways that he was going to increase, and that it wasn't just for me. And he wanted me to talk about this online. How funny is it that I talked a little bit about this in 2019, but then I didn't realize that he wanted me to continue to press into this with the community that I had online. You guys. Hi, Bitsy. This is our puppy, Bitsy. She's still very small. Oh, that's kind of making her nervous, honey. She's not in the camera. There you go. Okay, and that's Abby behind me. You're also looking cute.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my journey in this, and why in the description I've also on Instagram, you're not going to have this description. I might go back and put it in there, but you'll have to jump over to Facebook or YouTube and get the links from there. Not trying to make it complicated, but that's the best I can do at the moment with my tech savviness. Okay, so how wealth is created. So I got this word in 2019, but then in 2020, after God had showed us that our house was going to multiply us by quite a bit, and that we could upgrade our life basically and move to a place where we felt more safe to put the kids into public school and stuff like that if we needed to do that. That's a whole nother story and a whole nother thing that I'm not going to go into, but we were able to buy a house that was in a nicer neighborhood that wasn't in the midst of lots of drive-bys and things like that, lots of crime and all of that, less crime in the area. Okay. So we moved into that area, but, you know, I knew inside that that was not the only way God was talking about increase. He told me that it was for anyone who had eyes to see and ears to hear. And again, why we're talking about hearing God's voice, because this is how you get eyes to see and ears to hear. Now, while I'm talking, somebody's going to get stirred up about this and go, hey, maybe I could do that. Maybe it's for me. And then the doubt comes in and you start to think, maybe I was wrong and that wasn't really for me and I just want that. Well, you need to press into it and not just assume. Okay. How you make wealth, though, is I came across this woman in a random group. I mean, I was in this group. It's so big and there are so many posts every day that you can miss posts. Okay. I hardly went to that group because it was overwhelming because of all the posts, like so many posts a day. I don't even know how many posts a day. But this one day I decided I'm going to just hop in there and check if they have any ideas for building my Young Living business at the time. It's a Young Living it is a Young Living group on Facebook that I'm a part of. Okay, so, you know, I just thought I would hop in there and get some ideas and hop out. Well, I hopped in and the first thing I saw was this woman's video. Her name is Martha Krejci. And she was talking about building your Young Living business without doing classes, which was kind of my, you know, I didn't do classes anyways. So that appealed to me. And I felt instantly like I'm going to buy her program. So I did. It was a small investment of $67 for a huge value return. But as I was following her and I was doing the program and I was looking into the things and going, wow, I really needed this system. I had actually asked the Lord, how are you going to help me build this? How do I do this? How I was pressing in, Lord, give me the way forward. And I found this woman. I knew it was God. I felt the go ahead, and I had never purchased any business strategy, network marketing program before this because I never felt like it was going. I don't want to waste my money. I want to be guaranteed that it's going to work. Well, the Lord gave me the go ahead. So I did it. And I am so glad that I did. Now, further down the road, as I'm following this woman and I'm seeing that she is giving more than she is giving more value than the cost of the programs. She's just pouring it out and you're kind of going, wow, I paid for this one time and I'm just continuing to be poured into. You can't really lose that way. Okay. I loved her demonstration of how to do this. Okay. I love the heart behind it. I love generosity, leading with giving, leading with heart, and care and love and all of that. Well, let's get into the next phase of this. As I'm watching her grow and what she's doing, she began another group based on building multiple income streams. I said it. How do you make wealth? How is wealth created? Well, if you know anyone that has a lot of money, they did not make all of their money from one thing only. Okay, so they are likely having multiple income streams. So this is a big, I feel like this is one of the biggest secrets that I did not know. And I just want to share it with you that multiple income streams is how you make wealth. How wealth is created is through having more than one egg in your basket, as Martha would say. And in the description here, I list Martha's programs that I'm in. She has Home-Based Revolution, which is called HBR. And I'm just talking about that because it really is where my mind exploded with understanding and revelation about multiple income streams and having, not having all your eggs in one basket, but rather, building in the sense that if one thing falls or doesn't work out or something happens where that flow of money is cut off, you are not left drowning in the sea of your life costs and desperate to find a way to make money to pay for what you're already involved in, like your home. Okay. We don't want anybody to lose homes. We don't want anybody to be on the street. We don't want anybody to be without food. The basic necessities of life. Now, God in his word says, don't worry about what you will eat or drink or how you will get clothing because he will provide that. So at the same time, I have a lot of faith that God is providing. But in your faith, you need to take action. And when God says, I want you to do this, then I want to empower those of you that God is speaking to about this. If I'm talking about this and you're getting pings like, oh my goodness, that is amazing. That's a great idea. Or I've never thought of that, but that sounds so intriguing. Or I've been thinking about things and how can I increase my income? How can I not just do the one thing that's offered, but I want to do something that I love and that I'm passionate about. Well, I can help you. Martha can help you. Martha builds the systems, okay? The systems that she's built and the way forward with how to just create something that is what is it called? It's when it doesn't, it keeps going, it keeps giving. So it's going to be sustainable. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Anyways, Home-Based Revolution is the program for multiple income streams that I purchased and I'm a part of. You pay one time and she has added to it since, and she continues to add to it because this is who she is. And this is what I love. And this is why I'm willing to share it with you. I do not promote people very often. And this is why, because it's very hard if you don't, you need to agree with it. Okay. You need to agree with the way somebody's doing something. So I agree with her character and her way of giving and one-time payment. And she does have some things that I am definitely I need to continue to be a part of, which are monthly payments. Is like one group coaching thing. But anyways, all that to say is if you are ready to jump into building a system that works, if you have a business and it's just I've come to a wall and I don't know how to scale this business, then I would encourage you, this is for you. If you are someone who says, I've never ever thought of running a business, having a business, I don't have a business mind, I don't know anything about business, this is for you. Okay, so that's linked in my description. The second thing I wanted to talk about is her mastermind, because that one is a more cost efficient. If you're not ready to jump into the big thing, you can get acquainted with her and the types of things she does. This mastermind in August is going to be blowing up with so much value and so much great content. Because Martha is bringing quite a few awesome speakers into this, and I am actually going to be attending it. It's August 28th and 29th, I believe. Anyways, click the link in my description if that interests you. This is more for if you are having a business already and you want to scale your business, you want to make a 3-month plan for next steps, and just honestly to be encouraged that where you're at and what you're doing is to get fired up and to move forward with a group of people. The last mastermind she did, I'm trying to talk fast because I don't want to go over 20 minutes, but the chat was blowing up. So it's like interactive. It isn't like you sit back and you're watching a webinar and it's like, cool, this is pre-recorded. It's live, interactive, and you're going to get a lot out of it. Your questions can be answered as well if you choose to purchase the one with questions and answers at the end. That link is in my description as well. I know this is a lot, guys, but I just am so excited to talk to you about multiple income streams. And I myself am able to help you to figure out something that you could do offering wise that if you have no idea, like maybe you have a business or maybe you have a full-time job or maybe you are doing you're doing something like Young Living and you want to add income streams to what you're already doing. I can help you with that, coming up with ideas if you have no ideas for what you could add and what you could do to it. Okay. But Martha would be the one with all the, what I would call the systems. Okay. So the systems, which, you really do need a good system in order to make this whole thing work with ease and not be troubled. Okay, so the things about how wealth is created. For me, first thing is always God calling me to do something. I have no desire to just to get rich. I am not that person. Anyone that's known me for my whole life, I am very non-materialistic. I don't put a lot of weight on that stuff. Some of that might be lack mindset that I'm still working through, sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with people having stuff. And in fact, as I grow, I will probably get some stuff too. But mostly my mind is thinking, if I'm going to have that amount of money, there needs to be a good reason and a good why behind it. One of them is actually just to provide for my own family the things that have the opportunities, and to leave a legacy that goes on for generations of understanding money and wealth and being able to think in these ways. So changing mindsets for generations to come, for my children and their children and their children, so that they are not just handed a big bulk of cash that I might have as their inheritance, but that they're inheriting the understanding and the knowledge that I have. And I'm pouring into them in that way, and I'm demonstrating it to them. First, relationship and connection with God. Second, to say yes and to follow those things that He's telling them, and to press in for that and take action on that. For me, that's wealth in this time. And then wisdom, meaning that you're not just living by, oh, God will do that. God will take care of that. God's going to do all of that stuff. But you're actually living with understanding and knowledge about how God's character and how He operates, and then how to live your life the best way, okay? Where that you are living a life of love and of compassion and of just, wisdom. Wisdom is necessary, okay? Faith and wisdom together, operating together, not one or the other, but it's both. Okay, we're hitting almost 20 minutes. So again, a reminder, everything's in the description. Hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified if you're on YouTube. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.